Okay, we're not done with our 450 class as we preview the 2014 Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship. I'm Jason Wygant. He's Steve Mathis. I have to bring the computer out now.
Yeah.
Because there are so many other riders, and we do not want to forget them.
Let's face it, though. We're going to forget somebody. We will be hearing about it.
Yeah, wives, girlfriends, and moms.
Yes.
Going to be very upset. Agents, trainers, man, friends, going to be very upset when we leave somebody out.
Sorry, bros. We tried the best.
We looked through last year's points, also some Supercross points, because there's some riders that didn't race last year, to try to find out the rest of the guys. The other guys that are going to try to break in to the group that we've talked about before: Tomac, Roxon, Barsha, Kennard, Dungey, Stu Reed. We think Ryan Villapoto's out. We'll get back to that and how that's a factor in this group. First, I'm going to talk about Jake Weimer. Quietly, sneaky good, I feel like, the last 2 years outdoors. He battled with Alessi for most of the year in 2012, second and third in points. Last year, he just edged out Andrew Short in the battle that both said they did not care about at all.
Who could forget that battle?
Yes.
Went down to the wire.
Yeah, they were standing next to each other at the start at the final round saying, we do not care.
Yeah.
We're not winning the title. What difference does it make?
Yep. I was really trying to get the hype going.
Yeah, they didn't even care themselves about their own racing. We'll see how it goes for Weimer. It is a pivotal summer. This is about employment. We do not hear Weimer on the wire, the news wire, on getting rides for next year. He has to prove himself here outdoors.
Yeah, he does, and it's a big year for him, like you said. He's got it in him to be 5th, 6th, 7th. Every weekend.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that. Great secondary guy. He's got it in him. Inconsistency issues here and there. Crashes here and there. Slowly, he's getting some hurt a little bit here and missing some time in these seasons. You know. It's catching up to him a little bit. But, yeah, big year for Jake Weimer, so let's see what can happen.
Got to let it all hang out. Yep.
What about his teammate this summer?
Ryan Villapoto?
Nope.
As far as we know, there is supposed to be another teammate. By the time you watch this, it might be official, or we might be saying stuff that's completely ridiculous. But I know that you like this guy. You're confident.
I do. Brett Metcalfe, folks, defending Canadian MX1 title.
Not defending.
Not going to defend.
Current, but not defending.
Current.
Yeah.
Going to come down and fill in the shoes of Ryan Villapoto.
Big shoes.
And I think this is a great pick if you're looking for a fill-in rider. And there's no doubt that Reed Nordine and Dan Fahey at Kawasaki got a lot of calls from agents and things like that. This is about the best you can do. I mean, Metcalfe raced a few nationals last year, did great at Southwick, did pretty good at the others. Unadilla, he was always in the top 10, I think, in 6 motos in a row.
Yep.
There are 6 motos that he raced. Fantastic pick. I'm looking forward to seeing Medi do some damage.
Yeah, absolutely. He was overqualified, actually, for some of the racing he was doing. No offense, Canada. But he was overqualified. We knew that he was as good as a lot of the riders that had rides in the United States, maybe better than other riders that had rides. So now he gets a shot. Medi should be good. You know my guy.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think? Justin Brayton, JGR Yamaha guy. What's your outlook?
I'm a little worried about the beginning of the year. No matter what seems to happen, Justin Brayton straight up really struggles at the opening rounds in California in this championship. There's been years where he is getting lapped in the early motos of the year, only 2 or 3 rounds later, suddenly be up on the podium. This literally happened 2 years ago. Got lapped, 2 weeks later, was on the podium. Same thing last year. He seems to hit his stride halfway through. He has some injuries, missed the last few Supercrosses. I don't think it matters, because even when he comes in ready and healthy, the opening motos suck. People are going to start saying, Brayton is not an outdoor guy, and halfway through the year, he'll be right in there with this group. I think it'll be the same. I think especially Brayton is really motivated to prove that he's not just a Supercross guy, because when he had those great Supercross results at the beginning of the year, I think a lot of people were like, well, that's cool, but let's see what he can do outdoors. I think he knows that he's starting to get that indoor tag, and guys like him, kind of like Andrew Short has done through the years, and Weimer, they seem to get better as the years go on. Outdoors experience, fitness, whatever it may be. Now he's got a couple of teammates that we need to talk about.
Yeah, there's probably nobody out there that's more looking forward to the return of Glenn Helen than Josh Grant on the JGR Yamaha
At least
team.
In the 450 class. I think Blake Baggett might be the ultimate champion. But in the 450 class.
In the 450 class. Josh Grant lives there, rode there, has a ton of laps there, has done very well there. Home race for him. And Hangtown's also a good track for Josh Grant.
Yeah.
So he has the potential to start off the first 4 motos right on the right foot and get it going. Not too long ago, I was talking to Jeremy Albrecht, the JGR manager, and he was like, Brayton's great indoors. Grant's better outdoors. If we could get them together and some
one
sort of
super super rider.
Yeah. You'd have the perfect rider. So, Josh Grant definitely come across some injuries and over his time the last few years, but he could really get some momentum going early.
I expect, as always, with Grant, you're going to get a couple motos this year where he is unbelievable fast and battling for the lead and leading laps. I don't think that will surprise anybody. He does it every year.
Redbud, another place.
He's got his tracks. Now, will there be a third rider in that JGR Toyota Yamaha truck all summer long? Currently, it's not scheduled that way.
First 4.
But if Filthy Phil Nicoletti does as well as he hopes to do, he thinks he might force the team into a tough decision. If he goes out there and kills it in those first 4 rounds, can you bench him? Be tough.
I like Filthy Phil Nicoletti.
I know you do.
He's a friend of mine.
Okay.
Hasn't gone well. This has not gone well. This bench.
One of your predictions, you thought it would be huge. You thought this bench rider thing would be big.
I thought it was great. So provide a motivation for Justin Brayton and Josh Grant to have this guy ready and willing to go, who can run top 10, if not better.
And, they loved it, I'm sure.
Yeah. It didn't work out this year in Supercross. So, Phil, this is it. You got to do it. You got 4 races. Make it happen. You're a better outdoor guy than indoor guys, but Phil, make it happen, bro. Stop crashing. Stop hitting the ground, please.
Here's a rider that we haven't seen in a long, long time. I got some milk here in my coffee. I looked on the carton. I expected to see his face. He is missing in action. We need to get the FBI on this. Where is Davi Millsaps? Where is he? He's gone. Let's get a tracking signal. Let's get a GPS. Let's get the FBI on it. Will we actually see Davi Millsaps racing a motorcycle shortly? Supposedly, we'll see him at Glen Helen.
Yeah, I think so.
1 whole year since we've seen him race.
Weege, I'm curious to get your take on him, though, because when I think of Davi Millsaps lately, I think of great Supercross results. I don't think of very good outdoor results. It's been a while.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you see from him this summer?
I think it's going to be tough. And it's a change for Millsaps to come into an outdoor series with skipping Supercross and coming in ready. More often he seems to come into outdoors a little bit beat down, and then that catches up to him. So I think he might be better than we've seen before, but dude, it has just been so long since Millsaps has been there. I think the good thing for him is Hangtown's usually a good track for him, so it gives him the chance to get started on the right foot. But just with how things have gone for Millsaps lately on the injury front, for him to be in there for all 24 motors hanging, I will say that I'm surprised if it happens. And Millsaps loves how no matter how well he does, you and I never show him the respect, never show him the love, and here we are doing it again.
I've never seen a rider scroll through their Twitter mentions or Twitter feeds after a national is over to see what was said
between motos,
about
I think.
Him.
Yeah, between motos, I believe.
I've never seen a rider do that.
All it comes down to is this. Millsaps has the talent. I think he proved last year the work ethic and all that stuff is there.
Yep.
What we have not seen yet is the Millsaps-KTM combination. How will that work? That is a massive X factor. It's very hard to guess how it's going to go. I have no idea. I don't know if he has any idea. Until I know how he adapts to that bike, it's really hard to say Millsaps is going to go out there and kill it. Mike Alessi, how will he do this year?
Well, he's going to Canada, folks, in a decision that is still strange and weird to me, and I still have not figured it out. And I had a conversation with Mike this past weekend in Las Vegas Supercross about it. And again, told him how weird and strange I think it is going. Look, he's going to show up at Glen Helen, and he's going to do well. He'll be top 5 at Glen Helen, if not better. So he'll take his ball or his sprocket and go to Canada. There is, I believe, Redbud, and I believe another round later in the series that does not conflict with Canada.
Okay.
They're supposed to do those. Also, too, Kyle Chisholm going up. We're not mentioning Kyle Chisholm. He's going up to Canada this year as well.
Yeah.
Another guy.
Could battle for that title,
Could battle for up there. But I don't get it. But, Mike, good luck. Try the poutine.
And the cheesies. Like the cheesies.
Yeah.
Newcomer finally getting what he wants. You were talking about Alessi only riding 3 or 4 rounds this year. Well, this is what this guy had done year after year, but this time he's in for the whole thing. Weston Peick has got what he wants.
Weston Peick, everybody. Weston Peick. Yeah.
Got the RCH ride. Now, we have some behind-the-scenes footage of Weston Peick finally getting that factory equipment. Here he is training in the mountains of Southern California. Speaking to the Soaring Eagles, Weston Peick, this is the shot that he's been waiting for. He's been discovered by the RCH team. Yes.
Yeah.
Beastmaster.
Good stuff.
You see, it started out as a log, and now it is a finely honed sword. He has the weapon he needs, a factory Suzuki.
Yeah. I don't get that clip, Weege. I don't get it.
He's a Beastmaster.
Yeah, I know you like it. I don't get it, though.
What do you think? I think Peick is going to be awesome. I think this is really impressive.
Yep. Good job by the RCH team to pick him up. A fantastic gig for them to do that, for Weston to do it.
Yeah.
A little bit of a bummer. He's got to leave some of his sponsors, but still, we've seen nothing but great results from Weston whenever he showed up for the outdoors. He had a terrific Supercross season. He just missed out on the top 10, despite some inconsistencies throughout the season. When he was on the bike and riding well, he was very fast. I expect, without Weston worrying about gas money and parts and working on his motor, he's one of the only riders out there that really does work on his bike.
Wow.
He has a whole staff of the great RCH team around him. Big things for Weston Peick this summer, folks. Big things.
Yeah, I think he's going to be top-fiving a lot, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Peick up on the podium at one point. Those might seem like lofty goals with this field, but Peick, he keeps rising. Are we forgetting anyone from this group? There always seems to be a guy who practically gets taken for granted, but then when we count the points at the end of the year, he's ahead. There it is. Fly the flag.
Andrew Short, everybody. You people out there, you forget about Andrew Short. 6th in the points this year in Supercross.
Yep.
Only one race outside the top 10 on the BTO Sports KTM. Andrew Short is just solid. That's all. He's not going to win. But you're going to talk
Careful.
about... Yeah. You're going to talk about Tickle and Hill and Alessi and Hahn and all these people, and they're all great riders.
Yep.
But then at the end of the year, there's the 29.
Yep.
Beating you, ahead of you. The old man, still there. Solid citizen to have on your team, works well with others, has a good fan base. Just a great rider. No drama, works hard. And you and him and other people forget about Andrew Short, and it makes me mad. It makes me mad.
He's good. I stand corrected. I'm bummed, by the way, for his teammate Matt Gerke for the second year in a row would have a great shot at really showing it he can do outdoors. I think he's a better outdoor rider than Supercross rider. Gerke's hurt again. I don't think he'll be ready at the beginning of the year. They say his injuries now aren't as serious as the ones he had last year, where he pretty much the whole summer was a wash, but it's going to be a while before we see Gerke in action. Before we go, let's send it to our man Jason Thomas for a little take. Does he think that any of these guys can maybe get right there in the hunt? And specifically, I want to hear you comment on your boy Weston Peick. JT's a Weston Peick guy. Big Weston Peick guy.
Doesn't wear fly anymore, though.
Oh, maybe he'll be. Maybe he's off the bandwagon. Yeah, JT, do you think that any of these guys can get in there, specifically Peick? How high can these guys climb?
So you have this huge pack of guys like Phil Nicoletti and Jake Weimer and Justin Brayton and Weston Peick and Millsaps and all these guys that are going to be vying for anywhere from, maybe on the podium all the way to 10th spot or worse. So there really is a big gap of where you could be at the end of that gap and not looking very good for a deal for next year, or it could be right at the front. And I think there's a lot of guys that are capable of filling in those spots. So it's going to be interesting to watch those guys vie for their own spot in the pecking order. Weston Peick is probably one of the more interesting guys because it's going to be his first time on a full factory motorcycle. And we kind of saw him, it was his coming out party last year. He was higher than expectations, I feel, for most people last year. And I know he's looking at this as his chance. He can really come out and solidify his spot on a factory motorcycle for 2015 and beyond. That's everyone's goal from the time you start racing your motorcycle till you retire is to be a part of a factory team. So it's going to be all eyes on him, and I expect a lot. I don't think he's the kind of guy that falters under pressure, and I think you're going to see him towards the front.
Thanks, JT. One other rider we do not want to forget about, jumping back off the 250 from Supercross to the 450 outdoors. That bike seems more well-suited to him. Malcolm Stewart. Huge X factor. Stewart has the speed. He had a couple of good motos last year. Maybe the consistency wasn't there year 2. I think he'll be even better. Watch out for Mookie Fever. Watch out for you. We're done. We'll preview the 250 class the next episode. Thanks for watching.